the backyard of my former studio on Pomfret Street in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. I really love being here. I was here for about 4 years, and it was a great place for an artist and designer such as myself because it's full of artists and designers on this street. A lot of charm in the buildings and a lot of great characters work and live here. I was here for about 3 to 4 years, and unfortunately my landlord needed the space back. He wanted to move in and make it his home. So I am now without a studio, and I'm looking up and down Pomfret Street. I feel like this is where I belong. This is considered the arts district of Carlisle, and I would love nothing more than to end up back on this street. So fingers crossed, I'm giving it my best shot to try to find something that I can afford and where I can thrive and be surrounded by my people once again. So this is no ordinary client. This is actually one of my best friends. She has a 1970s style colonial, and she desperately needs a new stairway, new foyer staircase. The stairway needs new carpeting and new handrail because the carpeting is the avocado green, it's got holes in it and things like that, it's kind of worn out. And the handrail is like that 1970s black iron handrail, and the whole thing really needs to be replaced and updated. So she really wanted something that's more like a metal and like silver tones, and with those cable wires that kind of run horizontally up the handrail, and it's way too modern for her home. And so we had a little bit of a disagreement about that. I told her that we can go with something a little more unique, but it needs to still reflect the traditional architecture of her home. There's only so much you can do as far as bringing a modern touch into a traditional home. So we are working on a compromise. We have a few ideas, and I'm sure that this project will be a very fun one to work on.
Hi! Good to see you too.
So here it is. Here's our 1970s stairway that we were talking about in the car. Donna is the homeowner, and tell us a little bit about your home and the situation, your dilemma here.
Okay, so this neighborhood in our town, we have to take these houses that were built basically in the 70s or earlier, and everybody just guts it and remodels because there's no land to build. So I know there's a lot of other towns that are like that, and so of course I got this house and have been remodeling it since day one.
The foyer is where you greet your guests. It's the first impression of your home. So I understand why you left it go to last, but it's time. It's really time, and it's going to make a huge impact on your home and how you feel about letting your guests in the door. So to replace the avocado green carpeting, even though maybe sometimes if you wait long enough, things do come back in style. I think this will never come back in style. And we're also going to replace the handrail. So because this again is very dated, 1970s era. And so we've been looking at something that's a good compromise between Donna's very modern taste and the traditional architecture of this home. So we're looking at maybe more of like a craftsman style newel post and something a little more sleek and clean line for the balusters. So we're looking at different stains and finishes and so on. But today what we really want to focus on is the carpeting because that has to go. So Donna has a very active family, 4 kids and a dog. And our kids are athletes. They're always running up and down the stairs. And so what we're trying to do is replace 1970s era avocado green carpeting on her stairs. So but she's in a very traditional 70s colonial that she's been kind of redesigning over the years. So she's got really modern taste, but traditional architecture to the home. So we want something with maybe a little bit of a pattern. It's going to stand up to the traffic of the kids and the dog, and it's going to be a little timeless for her too.
Okay. Now you say pattern. I mean, there's things like we're going to we'll just shift to one rack here, just
Okay.
just to give you a little idea of our store. We kind of have it separated into two sections. Everything over here is kind of a special order. We don't stock it. You could consider the higher end displays and things like that over here.
Okay.
And then everything we kind of have over there is fast shipping. It comes on like a 2 to 3 day basis. It's much more subtle. That you won't see a lot of stuff like wool carpets, pattern carpets, higher end things like that. So just so you know. But this here is Nordstrom Rack. So these are a really high end company. Most of their carpets are wool. They do a lot of nylon as well. So you can say pattern like this. And that's more of your traditional pattern of kind of what you think when you say pattern. But patterns have come such a long way that almost, people will say something like this, and it's also considered pattern. So this is what we call like an LCL, where there's loops and cuts. So the piles, some of the pieces are actually looped and bent over. Like you might hear the Berber term or something like that.
Yeah.
So that some people will say, oh, this is a nice Berber or something like that. So it's really not a Berber, but it's just an LCL pattern. You said the kids and the pets and things like that. So nylon's great for wear purposes. Wool's great for wear purposes, but for stain and things like that. Now, if it's for stairs, I don't know how much spilling or accidents are going to happen on the stairs. Probably not as much as like something like a living room or a bedroom. So.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
But maybe, I guess.
We do get a lot.
Yeah. Then maybe it is important.
They don't always take their shoes.
Not that something like nylon's not gonna, be stain resistant as well, but polyesters and there's different fibers out there that perform a little better when it comes to stain resistance and not as much as wearability, but it just depends.
Once we get the carpeting here, it's going to look a little darker in this space.
Yeah.
It's not an open foyer, it's a closed off space here, and you don't have a lot of lighting. So,
Okay.
which eventually I do want to talk to you about maybe a little more light in here, because we want it to be a little brighter and more
Right.
cheerful when people come in. So some of these carpeting samples that we were looking at, they definitely are going to look darker because of your lighting situation here. Okay.
I actually, looking at that sample, don't think it looks right anymore. Do you?
Yeah, I don't like it nearly as much here, and it's just almost too busy, in my opinion. Tomorrow we have the contractor coming. We'll take a look at the balusters and the newel posts and handrail options, and we'll take a look at some stain and paint colors for those as well.
All right.
And then we can really narrow it down with the carpeting once we, get some direction from him as well.
I can't believe I might actually be getting rid of these green steps.
I'm kind of sad to see them go.
I know, and I actually like it.
We'll have to celebrate the day you
No
tear
one's
them
gonna
out.
know what to make fun of me for anymore.
Oh, trust me, there's plenty of fun of me for. I'll come up with something.
All right, that sounds good.
No problem there. Thanks for checking out Designer Next Door. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at designer_instinct and Touch of Color Flooring PA. See you soon and happy decorating.